that Hill is going to experience a lot of pressure fronting. You need a stronger front if they go for the Gatot Kacha instead. They get the magic damage, a little bit more of it coming in, and that makes Stormy's timings with the Netherrealm all the more important. Because if Stormy isn't careful, it's going to get taken away real quick.
But just the same, he has a huge margin of error. There's a Matilda.
Yep.
That's extra layers of approach that they were not afforded in Game 2. And this is a similar approach to Game 2, but all the more now, it's a clear 4-1.
It's quite squishy.
After that little break again, thank you for being patient. It's me, Nice, who joined here with Miracle. The last game for this best of 3 between Malaysia and Indonesia, looking for that grand final spot against the Philippines. If you missed our thoughts and the panelists' thoughts about this matchup in the drafts here, you'll have to rewind because right now we are in the game. And looking at how things are falling into place, again, that's a whole lot of Purifies. And look, double Revitalize for Indonesia here.
Double Revitalize, trying to out-sustain Malaysia in a lot of the skirmishes. Again, Gatot Kacha plus the Hilda. We've already spoken about this, right? You have so much pressure around the map, especially for the first neutral objective. So definitely want to try to utilize that. The sustain that brings them a lot of the pressure, actually, too, just with the passive alone, right? On top of that, Revitalize, definitely playing towards their strengths here, Indonesia, that brawly style.
Yeah, going for the brawl between the two teams, looking to get the momentum going early on. And even with that being said, you know, you're playing against, Purifies, but utility from Malaysia because of the fact that, you know, we have a Faramis plus a Matilda. This is also a combination that, you know, typically it's usually talked about the Matilda with the Alpha, but also now that you throw a Faramis in the mix, who is a hero that provides so much with his ultimate alone, but also the fact that Stormy is playing this, and you can also actually do quite a bit of damage that kind of builds up with a Faramis in your roster for the lineup here. Oh wow, look at the damage. Could be in trouble.
Snipe down south with the flicker, first blood over to Sans.
That was so well layered. That was so well timed already early on from Indonesia, playing into the fact that they can play at range, good rotation down. And that first blood going to the hands of Sans here on this Aurora pick is really going to help early damage profile for the Aurora. So Turtle comes up. Keyboy on this top side wants to go ahead and get a little bit of that extra XP here in the hands of Luke as they go ahead and get ready to fight for the objective. Yumes still doesn't have the ultimate available to him. Stormy does, so we'll see if they actually go ahead and commit to this. They're going to take their time, get the buffs they need. And Indonesia, they're going to send up that frontline Keyboy on this Gatot Kacha. Again, 2 Revitalizes still available even for this fight. So they'll go ahead and start it up. Albert starts up this Turtle.
Glorious pathway into the back. Sans doesn't have the flicker. We'll be able to find the Frigid Glacier. Now the Netherrealm comes down, but the Netherrealm will be dealt with. Keyboy with the Revitalize. Now the Spear of Alpha will be able to connect onto Albert, and he will be slain. But now, Skies, that's a guiding win, and he saves him. Yumes, well played. Luke still with the chase, looking for the chase onto Skies, but he will not be able to gap close in time. AOG, Keyboy, very aggressive, jumping in onto Skies. One last hit, he finds it. Skies traded for Keyboy.
Aggressive, and also a 1 versus 1 kill down on the bottom side. CW gets the kill against Lolil, so we're back at it. Turtle for the taking here. Both teams getting some kills, but now who's going to be able to grab the objective? Luke's in trouble.
No Revitalize, knocked up in the circling Eagle. Gojes taking a kill back. Control over the neutral objective back in Malaysia's hands.
That's a whole lot, man.
It's a whole lot.
For all this first Turtle that doesn't get taken yet, either side. But I guess this is also just kind of painting that picture for us as we get through this game number 3. And we also have to talk about the fact that, yeah, CW got that solo kill against Lolio. Lolio's having a tough time in the early game. He's 0-2 right now on a pick that, again, didn't work out for him in game number 2. And part of that is, you know, you're wondering, is Lolio, does he just need to be taken care of a little bit more? Do you just leave him to the lane and hopefully that he is able to scale up on this Bruno pick the way that he needs to? Or is he just going to really rely on Yumes later on to go ahead and be that provider of damage from usually that you see with these Bruno picks? Or is he just focusing on turrets? Once again, though, we find ourselves here for the objective. Amaro started up. They want to go again.
Glorious pathway to send on the Sans again. Finding it. Certainly Eagle, the Frigid Glacier, only connecting onto Gorgeous. Spear of Alpha from Skies. Look at Sans very low. That's a passive locked in as well. The AOG not on point. Luke in the midst of it all still has a Revitalized. 2 sustain a bit more. Luke gonna be caught, pops into Power Wilderness, still Stormy taking him down. Keyboy with the Vitalize, unable to survive, and Malaysia gets the dub. Still fighting for the first neutral objective.
Still fighting for it, but hey, they put in the effort, Mirko. They make it work. And mind you, they went through 2 revitalizes. So that was a whole lot that Malaysia had to go through. The turtle is finally secured here. Flask of the Waste is also picked up now by Yum, so providing a little bit more of that extra shield to the team here. And again, this is, you're playing against, if you look at it value-wise, the fact that you have a Netherrealm, it almost kind of comes toe-to-toe in terms of balance against 2 revitalizers. You can extend the fights already for Malaysia just with that. Keyboy gonna jump in with Unbreakable.
2 taunts over, Lolio dishing out damage, forcing the Circling Eagle. But that's about it for the skirmish. And yeah, man, a lot of these skirmishes, it's just been the Netherrealm plus the Guiding Wind, giving them so much more sustain. And again, the Alpha.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the Alpha, because we were talking about this too during the draft. Picking a Hilda against the Alpha, you can be shredded down by the Alpha.
Can be shredded down, and it makes me wonder too, again, like you have Revitalize, and when it's not available, Luke isn't going to be as effective as he was in the previous game when we were seeing him, you know, go 1 versus 3 so easily. Because even then, like, when you have this Hilda and you're not able to just go ahead and sprint out, for example, like we see such variation when it comes to battle spells for Hilda, but you can easily get dragged in. There's a Spear of the Alpha going to be used.
Taunted up as well. There's a Guiding Wind. Keyboy should still be safe, but he's going to be shredded down. Jumps back in. AOG. Oh, that could have been bad. Circling Eagle onto CW, but it doesn't seem like Skies was on the same page. Decides to go to the other side, and now both teams just playing for the bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like the focus is going to be here. Malaysia wants to put the pressure on this tier 1. They know they have this Frigid Glacier going to be used too. They're trying to hold down the best they can.
Spear of Alpha coming down as well. Sounds with the flicker. Now Netherrealm gives them enough sustain to go for the dive. Albert's still able to escape right now as Luke goes into the back line. Loliel, can he survive? Luke still pushing out the damage. The Revitalize is still there for Luke. Stormy very low, able to escape. That's a double for Skies. They've again out-sustained Indonesia.
Again, it's like, this is the Hilda we were talking about and why it struggles against the Alpha specifically. Luke runs into the backside, sees Lolil low, but even though he pops to Revitalize, he can't move. He can't get to where he needs to be and doesn't really, he's not able to provide that same value. And that's going to be purple buff taken by Skies. Turret goes down now as well, and this next objective for the taking after that mid turret goes down. Malaysia, they seem to be flipping this switch, playing around the fact that they have that amount of mobility. With this Matilda,
Stormy?
they can play around. Oh,
No, Netherrealm Stormy taken
What?
out. Overextending. There was no flicker there to be used by Stormy, but he has the passive, so he'll be back up instantly, saving him a little bit here. As Malaysia will start off the turtle. Keyboy putting some damage down again.
all right, he's still waiting for that Netherrealm. He's got it now. They might break out the fight.
AOG into the back, not finding anyone, but the Circling Eagle will connect out to CW, forced to flicker out the Spear of Alpha, catching him. CW, no more flicker. He'll be taken down with the slashes of the Alpha. Luke in the midst of it all.
Luke.
Keyboy versus 2, and Loliel gets him down. 3-4-0 for Malaysia.
Malaysia is getting everything right now, and they just go ahead. They ignore the turtle. They just want to go for these turrets, get some damage down on the tier 2. And this is where I was wondering, when does Lolil come online? When does he start to shine? He's like, you know what? He called that help earlier on to go get that tier 1 at the bottom, and now he's just able to go along with the team. And all this translates to a better position for Malaysia to grab this Lord. Oh yeah, Indonesia's not gonna make it in time.
They're still trying to get in there, Luke. Moving forward, that's a glorious pathway to slow Keyboy down. Luke will be caught by the Circling Eagle. Skies again just melts through that HP bar of Luke.
You called it, Mirko. You said this in the draft when the panel was going through it. You know, you pick up the Hilda, but you already saw the Alpha early on in the draft, and you still pick it up. And it's such a difficult time when you're talking about hero versus hero, the Alpha with the Hilda. You're already seeing that struggle from Luke. Revitalize or not, a lot of times he's just caught and can't in. Here, top.
CW's gonna take it down. No response from Indonesia. Keyboy goes for the AOG, but it doesn't land. CW is down. That is their main source of damage when it comes to defending the siege.
Still going to be gone for another 14 seconds. They're going to have to deal with this Lord push in.
How are they going to deal with it? Sans will try his best to poke it out. There's another mini wave to help Indonesia to try to go for the defense. Only Lord 1, but it's looking grim for Indonesia. CW will be back up again. It will not be the end, but still, First Lord, one base turret.
It's not the end for Indonesia just yet. They're going to lose a couple more turrets. The tier 2 is going to be worked on top and bottom side, pushing from those minions. And you're wondering, where is this time when Indonesia can turn this around? How can they actually keep this together? It's not a crazy deficit we're talking about in terms of the economy. They need more time to build up, but not only that, but really, how can Luke turn this around himself? Just because, again, he hasn't been able to find that backline he's looking for. He's only got a Thunderbelt, man. Like, he's not much. Like, you can't really do much on this Hilda, so it's almost got to flip towards Keyboy. Can he actually get that setup they're looking for with the Avatar of the Guardian? Oh, hold on, Glorious Pathway again.
Great one. Now Sans covers Spirit of Alpha. Passive already propped, flickering out now with the Frigid Glacier. A desperate one at that. The Netherrealm saves them all. CW's Lolil gets the kill onto Luke. Keyboy versus 4, trying to save Indonesia. But what can he do on the Gatot Kacha? Not a damage dealer.
Just one minion.
One cannon in the mid lane, cleared out by the Bennett. Malaysia look towards the bottom lane. The Holy Defense still intact. Indonesia, it's Albert and CW. It's a stun from Albert. Now look at the waves. Albert will be slain still. The base is wide open. Malaysia will go for it. And Indonesia, for the first time in 3 years, will not make it to the grand finals of IESF. Malaysia have etched their names in the history books, going to the grand finals to face off against the defending champions.
Oh man, I know people are excited about that grand final match. We're gonna see that again.